no. Okay. Okay. Sorry, the delay is getting weird and. Okay. The delay is being weird and I don't like it and it worries me and. Okay, that's my closet. Okay. Sorry, I'm seeing something in the. I'm seeing something in the view camera thing, and it's like, wait, what is that? Is that? Oh, okay, that's just my closet that's open, and it's not anything wrong with the display. Okay, anyway, hi, I'm Sean, Librarian Writer Geek. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I guess I don't know. Oh, otherwise, yeah, if you're here, well, here, you know who I am. Once again, yep. Once again, it's Friday night. We're playing more Dragon Age. It's gonna be fun. We are finally, finally going to be finishing up. Hopefully, finishing up the dwarven portion of this game, which as much as I've said I love it, and I do love it. It's great and wonderful, and I love the writing. I think it's honestly the most interesting, most probably one of the probably one of, if not the best written portions of this game is the whole dwarf portion. But I'd be lying if I said that, if I didn't note that, say that, like, yeah, it feels like we've been here for a lot longer than I want to, especially because not just because I took a break, took like several, like 2 weeks off before, for reasons, but anyway, we last week was last week we went through the dead trenches, which was great and exciting and fun, except at the very end when things got really dark and really creepy and really very much in the okay, yeah, y'all went with that design. Okay. 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 Kind of not so bothered by the fact that further later games kind of cut back from the whole darkspawn thing and shift over to other stuff instead, cuz yeah. But well, if you think that's the last we're going to see of a brute of a darkspawn broodmother, oh boy, awakening is coming, and awakening is just whoa. Awakening is a whole other thing. But that's enough chatter for now. For me for right now. Let's get into it, I suppose. Again, I do really like my new setup. Like this setup, because where's the okay? You know, I do I don't know. I mean, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. We're oh boy. Oh boy. That and in between stuff, I did take the time to look up uh, this particular set of armor, and it's like, okay, I think we have to go and buy the boots from some. There's somebody we have. You have to buy the boots from some dwarven merchant. I think he's back in Orzammar. But to get the helmet, you have to bring the dog, and then have the dog, like, go through. Dog will find. If you send the dog off to find stuff, dog will find the helmet in one of the Deep Roads locations. It was like, oh, cool. It's somewhere down here. That's great. Okay. Move on. Alright, yes, gather my party and venture forth. Hey, hey! The Anvil of the Void. Huh. Huh. Oh boy. Okay.
If Branka is anywhere, this has to be it. She will not be unprepared.
That sounds a little concerning, not gonna lie. What do you mean by unprepared? Oh, hey.
What was that?
Fun. Great.
Let me be blunt with you. After all this time, my tolerance for social graces is fairly limited. That doesn't bother you, I hope.
Well, shave my back and call me an elf. Branka, by the stone! I barely recognized you.
Ogren. It figures you'd eventually find your way here. Hopefully you can find your way back more easily. And how shall I address you? Hired sword of the latest lordling to come looking for me? Or just the only one who didn't mind Ogren's ale breath?
Be respectful, woman. You're talking to a Grey Warden.
Ah, so an important errand boy, then. I suppose something serious has happened. Is Enrin dead? That seems most likely. He was on the old and wheezy side.
I'm not gonna lie. Important errand boy, it does feel pretty accurate. Yeah, Orzammar needs a new king to defend against a blight, yeah.
A king won't defeat a blight. We've had 40 generations of kings, and lost everything. I don't care if the Assembly puts a drunken monkey on the throne. Because our protector, our great invention, the thing that once made our armies the envy of the world, is lost to the very dark spawn it should be fighting. The Anvil of the Void. The means by which the ancients forged their army of golems and held off the first archdemon ever to rise. It's here, so close I can taste it.
Do I even try to pitch Balin to her? Sure, why not?
1,000 Balins could die and history wouldn't notice. I'm looking for the one thing that will return our days of glory. The Anvil lies on the other side of a gauntlet of traps designed by Caradon himself. My people and I have given body and soul to unlocking its secrets. This is what's important. This has lasting meaning. If I succeed, the Dwarven people benefit. Kings, politics, all that is transitory. I've given up everything and would sacrifice anything to get the Anvil of the Void.
Including every member of your house? Because, yeah, we found them.
Enough questions.
Oh, great.
If you wish me to get involved with this imbecilic election, I must first have the Anvil. There's only one way out, Warden. Forward. Through Caradon's maze, and out to where the Anvil waits.
What has this place done to you? I remember marrying a girl you could talk to for 1 minute and see her brilliance.
I am your paragon.
Cool. Great. Oh, this is great. Gotta tell you, yeah. Oh. Cool. Oh, that's, and of course the insurmountable shoulder-high wall. Fine. I mean, I'll admit I hate that design. I do kind of hate that design. Okay. I'll admit to the problem of that design, but at the same time...
I needed people to test Carradin's traps. There's no way to break through except by trial and error. I sent them in. They were all mine, pledged to be my house, and they didn't want to help. They tried to leave me, even my Hespeth. But even she couldn't understand that when you reach for greatness, there are sacrifices, as many sacrifices as are needed.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Oh. Oh, joy.
Shouldn't have gone. She was pledged to me. She swore she'd do whatever it took to find the Anvil. There was no other choice. Most of them were dying of the taint already. But some of the women were transforming. I knew what they would become. There would be an endless supply, fresh, dark spawn to test the traps. They could still serve me, let me find the Anvil. It was the only way.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Bronca, you nut. She nuts. Oh, this is just getting more and more fucked up as we go along. Okay. 40 strength. You need more constitution, my dude. Why don't you have a higher constitution? That's dumb. All right. I'm not 100% sure what'll happen if I touch the lyrium veins, so I'm gonna save real quick.
Yes.
Oh. I get up.
Me their loyalty. They had no right to fight me.
And I'm off.
They say your order is renowned for its wits as well as its brawn. Perhaps you'll do better than my poor clan.
Going.
There's something about this place.
Yes.
makes people despair.
Yeah, no shit.
All right.
Alright, I guess we're... Ah, Jeebus. Okay, fine.
Fools!
Oh shit. No. Ow.
Yes. All right. And I'm
I
off.
would appreciate it if the Darkspawn would stop popping in like that. Though I'm pretty sure that's the last wave, and okay. Oh boy.
Tear them apart! I am your death!
And I'm off. All right.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Eh. See, this is less of a maze and more of just a path. Kind of. Oh, fun. It's saving. Oh, I'm trying to. Oh, okay. Valves. Sorry, I need to.
You cannot win! You will learn fear!
Jeebus. Crap.
Point me. Innards look like.
Oh, good.
Going.
Right. Actually. Large, clear lightning crystal. despite that... Hey, wow, some folks still manage to make it past. Again, I hate that it saves. Why are you saving? It's... Oh, no. Okay. Yep. Okay. Oh, God. Okay.
Learn to fear me. Begin the onslaught.
Okay. Jesus Christ, Ogren.
Here comes Margaret!
It's your time to shine.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Bonus to damage, incurs a penalty to stamina, constraint. Adds a bonus to health regeneration on this mode. I hate that noise.
Now let's see.
Yeah, there it is.
This one first.
Begin the onslaught.
Jesus. Okay, Morrigan. Heal. Heal.
I see.
Grapes.
As you wish.
I'm gonna provide at least some level of protection. Oh good, it saved the game for me again. Oh good, there's several lyrium veins in here. That's not worrying at all. Oh. Oh wait, this is a puzzle, isn't it? Hey. Okay. Wait, what happened? Aha.
Yes.
Do something? I don't know.
Going.
Cross me and you shall pay.
Don't.
Tisk. And I'm off. Saving the day.
You will learn to fear me. Hopefully you do not fight as surely as you smell. Hurry.
Moving on.
I am your death. No mercy.
I need to heal, please.
It's done.
Let us end this.
Going.
Where next?
Tear them apart. Ah!
God.
Wait, not enough. Going.
Run while you can. Let us end this. Fools. Another battle, I see. Delightful.
Yes.
God, help me over here. That thing can't be hurt.
All right.
Lofty and you can pay.
Quickly.
Another battle.
Time to end
Oh, this is
little
good.
existences.
And done.
Run while you can.
Let's... Oh, come on! Please focus on the things you can hurt.
Go. Let us end this.
Ow! Fucker.
Run while you can. Learn to fear me. Lofty and you shall pay. Fall.
God.
Here I am.
Yes, run. Run in
Who's
fear.
not bleeding? Which one's not bleeding?
Point me.
Is your time to die?
And done.
Puzzle boss. That's fun. I'm really hating this place. Like, how was I supposed to... Oh, God. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay. Sure.
My name is Carradine. Once, longer ago than I care to think, I was a paragon to the dwarves of Orzammar.
Hey.
Carradine, the Paragon Smith. Alive?
Ah, there is a voice I recognize. Sheriff of Kadash, step forward.
Oh.
You know my name. Is it you that forged me then? Is it you that gave me my name?
Have you forgotten then? Ah, it has been so long.
Oof.
I made you into the golem you are now, Shale. But before that you were a dwarf, just as I was. The finest warrior to serve King Valtor, and the only woman to volunteer.
Ooh.
The only woman? A dwarf?
I laid you on the anvil of the void, here in this very room, and put you into the form you now possess.
The Anvil of the Void. That is what we seek.
If you seek the anvil, then you must care about my story, or be doomed to relive it.
So, yeah, and that's why I brought Shale along, because we get this, because, hey, we find out what Shale's story background is, yay. So yeah, I guess you made the anvil, I know, but whatever.
Though I made many things in my time, I rose to fame and earned my status based on a single item, the Anvil of the Void. It allowed me to forge a man of steel or stone as flexible and clever as any soldier. As an army, they were invincible, but I told no one the cost. No mere smith, however skilled, has the power to create life. To make my golems live, I had to take their lives from elsewhere.
Yeah. Oof. That's a pretty serious. Yeah, sure. We'll go with the first one. That's a pretty serious cost. Is it worth it?
So said my king. I had only intended to use volunteers, but he was not satisfied, and soon a river of blood flowed out of this place.
Oof.
Finally, it was too much. I refused, and so Valtor had me put on the anvil next.
Yeah, that sounds about right. What now? So, do you want revenge? What do you want?
Not revenge. The blow of the hammer opened my eyes. My apprentices knew enough to make me as I am, but not enough to fashion a control rod. I retained my mind.
Oh.
You were amongst the most loyal, Shea. You remained at my side throughout, and at the end, I sent you away out of mercy.
I do not remember.
We have remained entombed here ever since, and I have sought a way to destroy the anvil. Alas, I cannot do it myself. No golem can touch it.
No! The anvil is mine! No one will take it from me!
Jill, you fought to destroy the anvil once. Do not allow it to fall into unthinking hands again.
You speak of things I do not remember. You say we fought. Did you use our control rods to command us to do so?
I destroyed the rods. Perhaps my apprentices eventually learned to replace the rods. I do not know. But if so, then all they need is the anvil to make all the slaves they need. You, please, help me destroy the anvil. Do not let it enslave more souls than it already has.
Ogre's there. Sweet. I hate that this I'm not Bronca's crazy. She's completely nuts. She's totally lost. She definitely won't. No. No, you're sure, yeah.
Don't listen! He's been trapped here for 1,000 years, stewing in his own madness. Help me claim the anvil, and you will have an army like you've never seen!
Bronca, you mad, bleeding nugtail! Does this thing mean so much to you that you can't even see what you've lost to get it?
Thank
Look
you,
around.
Ogren.
Is this what our empire should look like? A crumbling tunnel filled with darkspawn spume? The anvil will let us take back our glory!
The anvil enslaves living souls. It has souls. That's no.
So it fights with Caradin? Good. That seems right.
Have you no desire to discover this anvil's potential? It is a marvel, a tool of creation. You could
Morrigan?
rival the Maker himself with this instrument.
Morrigan?
If you destroy the anvil, I swear you will regret it.
Morrigan? Yeah, I'm going to persuade. Yeah, how would you like to be a golem?
You would not dare.
No, I wouldn't, but ooh, yeah, wouldn't I if I only cared for power?
I would rather not find out. Fine. Destroy it if it pleases you.
It does.
Thank you, stranger.
Like
Your compassion
Morrigan.
shames me.
Bah! You're not the only master smith here, Caradin. Golems, obey me! Attack!
A control rod! But, my friend, you must help me. I cannot stop her alone.
Fine.
Now let's see.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm okay with. Yeah.
Which one first? All right.
It's your time to shine!
Now this should be fun.
You don't know what. The anvil will revive! You don't know what.
God. Fucking.
How about you then? Going. Where do I go?
will in a minute. I promise. Bronco, what you got on you? Oh, what is this? Bronco's shield. Fine. I have a bunch of... Oh, jeez, I have so many consumables that I could be using, but I'm not. Trying to make room for stuff. Sorry, before doing anything else, sorry, I gotta do this. Yep. See a large stone tablet chipped with age, a great number of dwarven runes carved into its surface. Examine the tablet more closely. Writing is in dwarven and appears to be a long list of names, each with a stamp. The stamp of their house next to them. You recognize a few of the house names. At the bottom of the list are the words, "We honor those who have made this sacrifice. Let their names be remembered." Carvings are still deep enough that tracing could be taken, allowing the information to be carried elsewhere. Yes, I will take a tracing of it. Ancient runes traced papers. Pack. Okay.
And I'm off.
Ogren, any thoughts?
Names. Long list of dwarves. Wait, hold on. We honor who have made this sacrifice. Let their names be remembered. Fart me a lullaby. It's a memorial of all the dwarves who became golems. Has to be. If there was some way of getting this back to the Shaper at Norzimar, I bet they'd brown their trousers and pay good gold for it. Probably both.
Shale, thoughts?
No. Perhaps it thinks I should. It may have something to do with Caradon's words. If there is some way to make a copy of these runes, I am willing to study them. Perhaps there is something to be gleaned from them. I know not.
Alright then. Item received, I'm guessing. Deadcast insignia. Golem registry tracing. Ah, of course it takes up inventory space. Why wouldn't it? Anyway. All right, Caradon, what do you want to tell me?
Another life lost because of my invention.
Yeah.
I wish no mention of it had made it into history.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Stupid woman. Always knew the Anvil would kill her.
How is it that the woman was not able to disable me as she did you, Caradon?
I do not know. Have you been altered?
I once had a pathetic little mage of a master. He did something to me, experimented on me, and then I killed him, and it rendered me paralyzed.
Perhaps he was bringing forth old memories, and caused you to remember the time when you fought at my side. The paralysis you speak of always resulted when the Master perished. As for your free will, you were always a strong woman, Shell. I am pleased to see you remain such.
Yay.
I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Do not thank me. All of this is my doing, my legacy. But at least it ends here.
Yeah.
I thank you for standing with me, stranger. The Anvil waits there for you to shatter it.
Yes, excellent idea. Just destroy it now, after all this.
More
Is
again?
there any boon I can grant you for your aid? A final favor before I am freed from my burden?
Hey. I need a Paragon support to settle an election.
For the aid you've given me, I shall put hammer to steel one last time, and give you a crown for the king of your choice.
Cool. Gotta admit, this is a pretty metal cutscene. Fancy crown.
There, it is done. Give it to whom you will.
Cool.
I do not wish to hear their names, nor anything more of them.
Man.
I have already lived far beyond my time. I have no place here.
Well, then I will destroy the anvil.
That would please me, human.
Cool. But if that's the anvil, weren't you just using it to... Oh, forget it. Forget it. I'm gonna take this hammer. Smash it! It's done. And now Caradon goes out.
You have my eternal thanks, stranger. A trust in all Tunsha. May you always find your way in the dark.
He goes out like Terminator 2. Aww. Kind of wish they'd given him a little more dignity with that, but okay. Anyway. Item received. What? Veronica shield is a little higher tier. Lower defense, but lower fatigue. Human shield has lower fatigue, equal defense, lower fatigue, but remember. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't. Some runes. What's made here? Paragon Forged Crown. Nice. Alright then. And I guess if I used the lyrium veins, I could have gotten some heals in. I don't know. Probably. I have to walk all the way back. I hope I don't have to. I hope it's gonna. Yes,
well,
thank
that pretty
you.
much beat the sod out of how I imagined it. You ready to head back yet and share the news?
Yeah. Yeah, Assembly needs to know what happened. Let's go.
Yeah, those Deshirs have been trying to destroy the city for years. Haven't managed yet.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But we are gonna... You know, we're gonna come back later anyway, I think. I have to come back later anyway, so... We're gonna have to come back for Shale's stuff, and we're gonna have to come back later for... Well, we're definitely gonna have to come back for Shale's companion stuff, and we're gonna have to come back to look for bits for rest of that armor set. This has been going on long enough. I'm tired.
Lords of the Assembly, I call for order. This argument gets us nowhere.
Then why these delaying tactics? I call for a vote right now. My father has one living child to assume the Idukan throne. Who would deny him that?
Your father made me swear on his deathbed you would not succeed him.
I apologize for the interruption, Lord Steward, but the Grey Warden has returned.
Sup?
Well, Warden, what news do you bring?
I bring a crown forged by Caridin on the Anvil of the Void.
Caridin was trapped in the body of a golem. This warden granted him the mercy he sought, releasing him and destroying the Anvil of the Void. Before he died, Caridin forged a crown for Orzamar's next king, chosen by the ancestors themselves.
I would like to believe Ogren's word, but it's well known the Grey Warden is Balin's hireling.
Silence! This crown is of Paragon make, and bears House Ortan's ancient seal. Tell us, Warden, whom did Caridin choose?
I mean, do I be... Oh... Yeah, he wanted me to pick.
Why would a Paragon trust someone who knows nothing of us with such a decision? This is preposterous.
We've argued in these chambers for too long. The will of the Paragon is that the Grey Warden decide.
I'm sure Harrowmont is a better person, but his politics are bad, and I've been backing Balin the whole time. I gotta go with Balin for reasons. Why is this
At last,
shocking?
This farce has ended, and I can take my rightful place on my father's throne.
Ugh.
Let the memories find you worthy. First amidst the lords of the houses, the King of Orzammar.
Do you acknowledge me as king?
I cannot defy a Paragon. The throne is yours, King Balin.
Then as my first act as king, I call for this man's execution.
Oh boy.
Guards, seize him!
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's... Harrowmont's an honorable man, let him retire in peace.
You know better than anyone the war facing us, Warden.
Yeah.
Orzammar cannot afford to be divided. Anyone undermining my reign is serving only the Darkspawn.
Yeah.
I will return to my palace to gather my generals and prepare our forces for the surface. I will see you there, Warden. You have my gratitude for all you have done for me.
The only thing making me not feel so bad about this is the fact that I know what happens after this.
You have proven yourself and more, Warden. Without your aid, I would not have taken this throne so smoothly or so soon.
Yeah, where are my troops?
My generals are already preparing for a mission to the surface.
Great.
When you have need of us, you shall have every able-bodied dwarf in Orzammar.
Cool.
Since you did more than I expected, I offer a personal reward as well.
Cool.
This was a mall favored by my brother Trian.
Aye.
Take it with you, as a reminder of your ties to Orzammar.
Aye.
Now, I have much to do. If there is nothing else...
Return to the surface, thanks.
Good luck, Warden. May we both crush our enemies.
Yeah, that's... Ugh. And now my supplies are... Now I have too much stuff. Okay, but I can sell... I have a bunch of stuff to sell, so... Cool. Alright. And all the dwarven nobles come in, and the dragon corpse is still there. I love it. That's hilarious. It's hilarious. I'm sorry. That amuses me. There's still the dead body of a dragon sitting right in the throne room, and everybody's just like, nope. Like, wow, guys.
Grey Warden, you have impressed the best of us.
Oh, look, one of the few people I actually respect in this place.
If I'd heard it secondhand, I'd have called it a sodding lie. Warden, we've got a king because of you. The rest, impressive, but the Legion is grateful most for restored leadership. It frees us to fight to the Darkspawn properly.
So can I count on you to fight the Blight with me?
Nay, our place is down here.
Fine.
When you break the Blight, and you've got the skill, we'll make sure they have nowhere to retreat.
Good enough.
You'll have us indirectly. That's more than any surfacer can say.
I mean, if you could be up on the surface and showing off how badass you are, that would be cool too.
You alone have the skill to back up your words. Each of the Legion owes our homeland a death, but if our lives are better shed on the surface, so be it. Back to Orzammar when we win, though.
Cool.
I'll not stay topside to lose my stone sense.
Fair enough. Sweet. So, hey. Cool. Parliament prayer head. Yay. Yeah, that's gonna take a bit. Golem registry and the dead cast. And I'll need to do this at some point. And yeah, I got a whole bunch of side quests that need to be returned now. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off because it keeps doing things. Okay. Let's see. Okay, many people need to talk. A couple people I need to talk to. First off, you. Horta.
I started to worry. I didn't know if you were ever coming back. Did you find any records? Any sign of the old Orton Tig?
Yep. Got the records right here.
You found them? Let me see. That's my great-grandmother's name. And her husband.
Yay.
Oh, great ancestors, it's them! It's me! I am an Orton. Oh, thank you. I have to take these to the Assembly right away. Find me there. Once these are acknowledged, I'll give you any reward.
Cool. Yay. Hey, Mr. Shaper Dude.
Most impressive, Warden.
Yep.
King Balin's ascent to his father's throne has been recorded in the memories.
Cool.
Is there something more I can help you with?
Let's see. I got some tracings you might be interested in.
What's this? A list of names. Most of these clans no longer even exist. Is this authentic?
Yes.
You bet your hairy arse it is. Taken from a tablet in Caridin's fortress, no less.
Then is it true? The rumors of Caridin's so-called volunteers? Extraordinary! I would love to make a copy of this. The Shaperate has never had much information on Caridin and his golems, much less proof of this magnitude. Cool. Warden, I hope this artifact from our archives will suffice as a reward. I must inform the Shaperate at once.
What was I supposed to get? What was I supposed to get? I didn't get anything. I think it glitched. Damn it. Oh. Huh. Speak the order of the assembly. Okay. If proven, the lineage of the dead cast house symbol could lead to Legion of Dead being must be entered into the memories and the shaper if the validity of the claim is to be tested. Okay. How do?
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Yes.
Oh ho ho. Alright, so let's see. Did I do it? Deadcast. Deadcast insignia has been entered into the memories. The Legion of the Dead may eventually be considered a caste or a house of its own. Yay. Memories. By virtue of honored ancestry and great personal sacrifice on the part of its last descendant, the joining of House Ferald and the Legion of the Dead is recognized as worthy of investigation by the memories. If lineage proves intact and sufficient, relations of the Legion of the Dead may be acknowledged as minor nobility, albeit with restrictions. This minor house will now undergo a generational process of admittance to the memories. May honor come to its descendants. Yay, I'm helping things. Woof. Alright. I'm sure I was supposed to get something, but unfortunately, my inventory is too full. I have too many things. This place is never cleaned up, apparently, because the dead bodies I leave behind are just everywhere.
News of the hour! All hail King Balin Iduken! The worthiest dwarf has ascended to the throne!
Cool. Nothing? Sup? Oh. Guy's not even here. No, let's... Oh, hold on. I need to sell some junk and maybe find some boots. Now that I actually have a place to be... Karen.
Have you seen my lunch? It's a piece of, like, I'm only asking because you never know who's going to get hungry. Right. Best in the trade, you know. I worked the Orm myself.
Cool. Cool. I have stuff that I need to sell. I have, like... Maybe it was a rune? I don't know. Anyway. Sell the fancy vases. Actually, that's a gift. Diamond and emerald. And the sapphires and the topaz and the malachites. And the fluorspar. There's the garnets. And the greenstone. Okay, cool. That freed up some space. Ooh, I guess you don't have them. I guess the other guy has them. Let's talk version of Legion of the Dead. Let's see. Rockknockers are storied battalion of Orzamar's lost sister city, Kal Shirak. Less stoic version of the Legion of the Dead. Also less committed to inevitable death, honorable or not. Plus 25 physical resistance. Okay. 8. Alright. back to her in a minute, because I don't...
At last, the rightful king is on the throne.
Cool.
In honor of our good King Balin, 2 silvers off anything you buy.
Cool. What you got?
I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
Shit, I'm good for that. What are you talking about? Or was this guy up on the surface, maybe? Shit. Alright.
You've returned. With all the excitement over the new king, I never expected you to remember my poor son.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything about my ruck?
Yeah, yeah, he's dead. Sorry.
Oh, my poor boy. I guess I knew, but I just wish I could have seen him one last time. Here, this is my husband's masterwork, the first shield he smithed. I don't have anyone to save it for anymore.
Ooh.
I'd like you to have it.
Okay.
For what you risked to bring me this news.
Okay. So if this... Ooh boy, Ruck's shield. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to find where that guy is, aren't I? Alright. With all that out of the way, let's get the hell out of here. Ugh. Oh shit, right. Right, I gotta go back and check with the, yeah. Yeah, my other reward for helping Orta be recognized as...
News of the hour. Lord Balin victorious. Lord Harrowmont arrested and ridiculed in the streets.
I mean, I don't know if I'd say he was ridiculed, but, definitely treated like crap. Hey, Orta, what's up?
My name's Orta.
Yes.
After the old Orton house.
Yes.
They gave our seat back.
Yes.
And the records show which houses still owe House Orton money.
Oh!
One day, I will be able to properly thank you for all you've done for me.
You know what? You being happy is enough of a reward.
And I don't know what treasure is left, but whatever I get, you can have as much as you want.
Aww.
I'll have to find someone willing to look. Maybe a whole expedition. If the Tig is still there, it must have something. House Orton will not forget this kindness. Didn't that sound official?
Aw. Yay. Alright. So we'll have one last thing to do down here, down underground. And that's gonna be actually going back to Orton Tig to, let's see, what is it? Yeah. Going back to Orton Tig.
News of the hour. Balin is king. Future of Orzammar secure.
Cool. Yeah. Let's get out of here. I'm tired. I'm tired of this place. I'm tired of being underground and not seeing the sun. But so yeah. Yeah, the big Balin ordering Hieromont's execution.
So, you and the Grey Warden, huh?
I hope you're not referring to Alistair.
Him? Does he even like girls?
I believe the matter is still up for debate.
Anyway, you and the Grey Warden, huh?
Do you actually have a question, Dwarf, or is it your intention simply to leer and drool?
Stick with the classics. Leer and drool.
I thought so.
For the love of Paragons, please. I haven't eaten in days.
I feel like the music is something messed up, maybe. I don't know.
Give me a moment.
You alright?
Of course everything's alright.
Okay.
Just give me one sodding moment. By the stone. I feel like I'm about to fall off the world with all that sky up there.
Is it that weird to you?
Strange? Strange is your wife turning out to prefer the ladies, not living in a world without a bleeding ceiling.
Yeah.
Well, let's get moving. We're losing, daylight.
There we go.
Hail to the Grey Warden!
Cool.
Long live King Balin!
Neat. Who is this guy? This guy?
We have a king. The gold will flow again.
Sure. So you don't hold a grudge for being locked out?
All is well if trade is open. I'll take business over a caste I've never known any day.
Fair enough. You live on the surface.
Someone has to. Trade with other races can dry up. We surfacers are Orzamar's lifeline, even if we're denied a caste. The Assembly says we've turned our back on the stone, but they still use the goods we bring. Hypocrites.
Fair enough.
Maybe it'll change by the time my children are grown.
Sure. How often you restock?
Twice a year. I'm confined to a trade stall in the Commons, but I see enough. It's very closed in. My grandfather says I've lost my stone sense. I was born topside. I don't remember having it.
Cool. I'll be on my way.
Best of luck to you.
Another victory for the Regent at Larkus Valley, so everyone is saying.
That just about settles it then, doesn't it? The Queen will have the Banhorn all lined up soon.
How should I know? I'm no high and mighty lord sitting in the Landsmeet, am I?
Right. Anyway.
There was a riot in Highhaven last night. Spoke to a merchant who just came from there.
I heard there was another in Guaren. Folks are angry, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm angry. What the Regent's done, that just isn't right. You can't go treating Ferelden lords like lackeys.
Maybe so. Should talk about it after the Darkspawn are done.
Maybe the Regent isn't the only one who can do something about the Darkspawn. You ever think of that?
Ooh. Okay. Now we get to go back to camp. Finally. Oh no. Uh-oh. Camp. Back to camp. Please. Ah. Okay. Hey, boy. Pet. Oh, yeah, good boy. Uh-oh. Okay. Okie duck. Okay, let's see. Everybody needs to level up except, okay. Liliana, leveling up. Ha, okay. Maybe. I guess, I don't know if she needs Dex to use stuff or not. I don't remember. Jeez. Master poison making. Suppressing fire. Alistair, level up. Yeah, I gave you more constitution. You need it. Improve combat tactics. Maybe. I don't know. Sure, let's give him that. Win. Sure. Improve combat training, so maybe you can get access to some stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Magic. Sure. Stan. You need more hit points. Why do you only have the one specialization? Sure. Your strength is not high enough. Sure. Why not? Not that I do anything with pickpocket, but okay. Sure, you can use that bonus. Dog. Okay, good. Shale. Yeah, I guess we should chat with Shale, given everything.
Shale of House Kadash. Is that who I once was? I find this difficult to believe.
You doubting Carradine? What?
No, I do not doubt him. I simply cannot remember. If I was this Shale of House Kadash, as Carradine said, there must be some evidence of my existence remaining. I must find it.
Maybe there's records in Orzammar?
There is another way. What Carradine said, it has allowed me to remember one thing. I believe I know where Kadash Taig is.
We could go there if you want.
Its offer is appreciated.
Aww.
I will mark the location on its map. If we can journey there soon, I am most curious as to what we will find.
Yay. Traveling deep roads, joined Shell's members of Kadash Taig, believes visitor former Taig unlock further memories. Yay. Okay. Speaking of stuff, since I'm now thinking about all of this stuff.
That looks fine indeed.
So yeah, Ogren likes booze.
That looks fine indeed.
Yep. Ogren enjoys challenging his palate with alcohols of ever-increasing rarity, potency, and outright lethality. It's afforded him no benefit whatsoever. Nice.
That looks fine indeed. That looks fine indeed.
Hold on.
That looks fine indeed.
Let's see. We went to the Anvil of the Void. Fought, went through, killed, ended up killing Bronca, sided with Caridin. She's still... Yeah, okay. Golems. Yeah, I know, but, like... Getting Golem... Every single Golem used to be a dwarf. And that's kind of messed up. And not all of them were volunteers. So... Yeah, I'm not gonna... No, we're not doing that.
There you are.
Hey, Ogren.
Wanted to talk to you.
Jeez, I should take off his helmet. What about?
You and I, you know how sometimes you spend time with people and things.
Take your time. What is it?
I was thinking, I do know some people out here on the surface. A person, actually. The girl I knew in Orzammar. Before I left, obviously.
Girl you knew, or a girl you, knew? No, I'm not getting hit on.
What? Oh, you mean where we were running?
Yes.
Oh, aye.
Got it.
After Bronca left for the deep roads. Name's Felsi. She was a fiery one. I'm sure she's forgiven me by now. Thought maybe I'd track her down. See how she's been living.
You know how to find her?
I tried to look her up the last time we were at Lake Calenhad. She wasn't at work at the inn. At home with her sick mother, they said. I figured it was just the ancestors telling me something. But I keep thinking about her.
You can go back.
Well, and a good friend you are, Warden. I'll think about you if we ever... no, actually, that would be gross. No, what was it you wanted to say?
Cool. Tell me more about you, Ogren.
What about?
Ah! There we go. How you liking the surface?
It's sodding great. At first I was a little queasy with all that air, but there's just so much of it.
Yeah.
No one has any idea who you are or what you're doing. And the ale. Oh, who'd have thought? Ale made with grain.
Love it.
Aye, the surface is great. It's like a big, bright world of filth without a ceiling. My kind of place. Hey, let's go find something to kill, huh? All this talk makes my hands twitchy.
Fair enough. Alright, well, we got... Ooh. First we took with her elf named Anarim, her da-da-da. Spoke with the Daelish elves, and... Okay, yeah, sure, fine. But hey, let's see. My approval with Ogren is now up to about 49. Yeah. Yeah, I'd really rather Ogren not keep me in his thoughts like that. Thank you very much. Zeb.
What say you?
Questions?
By all means.
Tell me more about your adventures.
Again? Well now, what might interest you, I wonder?
Damn it. Okay.
Shall I describe the stages involved with Lanthrax poisoning? I watched a man go through all 7 once.
Sure, why not, if you feel like it.
No, I'll not inflict that upon you just yet. Let's see, how about the largest battle I ever took part in? That would have been the slaughter of Prince Azrin. Did you hear of that down in these parts?
I doubt it.
Prince Azrin was 4th in line to the throne, you see. He started off as 11th, but worked his way up the old-fashioned method by inheriting control of an entire Crocel from his grandfather. After assassinating his way through the royal family, the king hired 3 other cells to take down Prince Azrin once and for all.
Wow.
I was in one of those cells.
Nice. This sort of thing common in Antiva?
Antivan royalty is very much bound up in the Crows. You wouldn't want it run by a bunch of commoners, after all, would you? And this means they get involved in politics quite often. This particular fight nearly bankrupted the nation, I understand.
Wow.
It almost ended up putting a crow on the throne, a commoner. But that's a whole different story. I played a very small part.
And my connection keeps crapping out. That's lovely. Fine. So what did you do?
My part in the entire battle was taken up trying to reach Princess Verina, who had thrown in with her brother. I killed about 11 of her guards personally before I got knocked out of a window. I landed in a river and nearly drowned. I was fished out by some urchins who robbed me blind. Made off with my boots, too. At least they didn't cut my throat. And that was my part in history.
Huh. You were robbed by urchins.
I had to find my way back to the safe house, bruised and naked, and thankful to be alive. But there you go. Tale told. Let's be off before I tell more embarrassing stories, huh?
Alright. I really need to get him higher up.
Ask away. Of course.
Sure, it's like to be a warden with other
I didn't know them
wardens.
for very long. But I guess it was longer than you.
Yeah.
You never met them all, did you? They were quite a group. Actually, they felt like an extended family, since we were all cut off from our former lives. We also laughed more than you'd think. There was this one time... Well, you probably don't want to hear stories about men you didn't know.
No, please, go ahead.
There was one Grey Warden who came all the way from the Anderfells. What was his name? Gregor... He was a burly man with the biggest, fuzziest beard you've ever seen. And the man could drink. He drank all the time, but he never got drunk. Finally, we all made a pool to see just how many pints it would take to put him under the table.
Sounds like you had fun.
Sometimes. We were kin of a sort. All of us had gone through the joining, so we knew... Well, anyhow. It doesn't have to be deadly serious all the time. Anyhow, we never did find out. He said he'd drink a pint for every half pint that the rest of us drank. He was still going by the time the rest of us were passed out.
Damn.
I'm told that Duncan walked in later on and saw us all passed out from one end of the hall to the other, and Gregor still drinking. Duncan laughed until he nearly... Until...
Sorry, man. That's got to be hard.
Yes, I suppose so. I thought I was done with this, but
yeah,
it just struck me that I have nothing to remember Duncan by. Nothing at all. There's no body, not even a token of his that I could take with me. That must sound really stupid to you.
No. That sounds...
I just would have liked something of his to take with me, that's all. Well, there's no use in moaning about it, is there? He's gone. Let's just go. Sandal.
Enchantment?
Yes.
Enchantment!
Alright, let's see. What's this? Expert Hail Rune. Do I have anything better than that? Oregon has a Hail Rune and a Cold Iron Rune. Not that she really uses it. Alistair, Master Flame Rune and a Master Dwemer Rune. Spell resistance. And nothing. What are these? Paralyze and Lightning. Okay, yeah, we'll swap out that for that at least. Do that much. Oof. Doesn't... What's Ogren have equipped? What's he got? Ageless. Ah. Okay. Let's see, 12, 6, plus 100 stamina, chance to stun, 25% fire resistance, plus 6 attack. Eh. The blade, however, endures, becoming better for each owner who raised it for the time being in triumph. Not a benefit.
Enchantment?
Yeah.
Enchantment!
Alright. Nug Crusher. Okay, Grandmaster Silverite and an Expert Hail. Spell resistance, Expert Lightning, plus lightning. Alright, fine. Alright, let's see. Okay, how much gold do I have? I have 60 gold. Wow. Alright, crafting materials. Add some death roots, I think. And sure, get some deep mushrooms, I guess. Runes for the circle. Give the novice runes. And the journeyman runes. Sure, I'll give some coin. 10 sovereigns. 10 gold. Because gold is a lot.
Generous as always, Warden.
Okay, what do you want?
Orzammar has sent her best, Warden. It has been a long time since the Dwarven army has marched on the surface.
Uh-huh. What do you need?
Outfitting any army on short notice, there's always room for more gear. Gems would serve the most utility. The Middlestone, sapphires, and the like. We're dealing with many smaller foundries, and larger values might overwhelm.
Ah, okay. Not so stuff I sell. Alright. Okay, hold on, real quick.
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me.
Sure, rumors.
There are soldiers throughout the valley now, and Tyr and Loghain arrested 3 bands. But I hear there's common folk rioting throughout the kingdom.
Wow.
No one will accept the Tyrn as the regent now. Can you imagine that? A month ago he was a hero, and now I'm beginning to wonder if the rumors about him are true. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
I'm curious about what these rumors are. Show me what you
I'm
got.
sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Alright, you know what? Yeah. So, dang it. There's some stones in here I could use, but I'm not going to take them. Let's see. Beard flask. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Alright. It's a little early, but... But, yeah, it's... Ugh. But, yeah, finishing up almost everything in Orzammar is, and all the stuff in the Deep Roads, all that, it's a lot. And that was all done within, like, the first hour or so. And I don't want to start doing more stuff right now. Because I definitely don't want to go digging through into... I do want to do some of these side quests. I do want to get through these side quests. I need to figure out... I might have to, like, manipulate Zevran into getting his approval high enough for me to get whatever his side quest is. I don't remember what it is, though. But... yeah. We're we are essentially getting into the end game portion of stuff here, and I'm also tempted to. I also need to still do some. There's other DLC stuff to do, like I don't know. I'll need to look into what DLCs I've got. Yeah, I did have fun, but it can be tiring to go through all of this stuff. But anyway, I should maybe, yeah, I'll be back with this more next week, and 30th maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I might have some plan. I might have some stuff going on. I definitely have some stuff going on that last weekend of the month. But regardless, I'm gonna continue streaming Dragon Age until we are done, because we're so damn close to the end now. All right, but that's it for me for now. Obviously, check out the archives, YouTube, same name. If you want to catch up on all this stuff. If you want to catch all my other stuff. Twitch is being really weird. Apparently, change up a bunch of rules and stuff. So, yeah, I'm definitely leaning more towards the YouTube stuff and doing things over there and posting things over there, because it maybe works a little better. It's maybe a little nicer. It's maybe more accomplishing things is a little easier, and maybe a little tiny bit easier, and more importantly, it's I feel like I have more control. There's more, it's less reliant on live streaming stuff. So yeah, all right, but that's it for me for now. Night. Let's find somewhere to send you off to.